Tell us about this project that you have for this third act in your life, and you've called it The Third Place.
Yes. So recently I had stumbled across the idea of third place. And third place it stems from an urban planning concept that purports that first place really talks about family and where you and your family live. That's your home. Second place is workplace. It's where you go to work with others to, make a contribution in whatever way, financially and whatever. And third place is where those places that you gather with others to have civil discourse, to talk about, what's going on in politics, what the mayor is up to or isn't up to, who's going to run for this, but also talk about just what's going on in the neighborhood, how it's evolving, how it's growing, who's new, who's moved in, whatever. And we used to have a lot of that. We used to have a lot of it with churches and people with their, the fellowship through the congregation. So I thought, what a wonderful way to open up a space where people in the neighborhood, and we live within a 10-minute radius, like for a walk, there are a lot of people, and a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and up. And what a wonderful way to create a space where all would be welcome, including women who live alone, men who live alone. Nobody wants to be alone, and the way you know that you matter is how you reflect off others. So in conversation with others, you learn about yourself.
Your focus is very much on a community
Community building.
Community space, but also politics.
Well, I spent a couple of years working on something here in Halifax called Halifax by Design, which was an organization designed to lay out a map of how we're going to redesign the city. And a lot of discussion around that was about community building and how you provide facilities for people. So they have a place to go, they have a place to shop, they have a place to, buy their groceries, buy their coffee, buy their donuts, but also a place to come and gather, and like in Italy, like the piazzas, the town squares, and everybody, and especially as people are aging, have huge ways to contribute to making this a better society. And who knows, we may create a revolution out of it. Who knows? I don't know.
I hope you do. You talk of being a social alchemist. And so you could have just said alchemist because of the work you've done with women and helping people evolve, and the work you've done on yourself as well, and what you've created in your life. So that was, the alchemist part is obvious in what we've heard you talk about. The social part, the women, definitely.
Yes.
But you've also done politics. You've also been in politics, and you're still very active in politics.
I was actually a local politics many years ago. When I lived on the island, I was a school board trustee and got myself involved in all kinds of strange things like sex education, and I was almost pillared and burned at the stake for that, for promoting sex education. But I've always felt a need we have so many wonderful basic principles in Canada and values that I feel now are being eroded. And I think,
such as?
Well, such as, a really good healthcare system that is in the envy of the world. I mean, a great educational system, which could always be better. A real deep, appreciation for human rights. And I just worry about that. And I hear people say, oh, I don't want to get involved in politics. I hate politics. Don't pay any attention. Well, if you don't pay attention, we'll pay eventually. Because it's about our democracy. Every decision being made at City Hall or the provincial government building or in Ottawa, ultimately at some point in our lives affects us. And I think that older women have a huge contribution to make to politics in this country. And many of them stay away from it because they don't like what they see on television and Question Period and the House of Commons, which is a men's way of running the world. And I think if women were totally in charge, it would be a different world.
Different type of debate.
Yeah,
I'm
a different
sure.
type of debate. Third place kind of came about when I created the space within myself to be open.
Nice.
Because the third place is a concept that's been around for a while, but I didn't hear it until I was ready to hear it.
Right.
And now I'm ready. So the sense of feeling despair that there's nothing there, that's disappeared now.
Right, there's
because
hope
I've
now.
yeah I've opened up for the possibilities. Okay. Because for all of us there are possibilities, endless, endless, endless potential.
So before I thank you for the interview, Cathy, I wanted to introduce your book. You mentioned it a few times during the course of our conversation, and it's called Out of Hiding, and the subtitle is Reclaiming My Voice and Taking My Life Back. There's a beautiful red poppy on the cover of it, because you're an avid gardener, and poppies are about coming out of hiding and blooming, and that's what we've just shared with you over the course of our conversation. So thank you so much, Cathy Carmody, for this incredible interview and for your genuineness, and the life shining through you is wonderful, and I look forward to many, many more in the future.
And thanks to you for making this possible.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.